Okay, is anybody here? I've had some major issues at this moment in time, but I'm back on now and I am ready for your questions if you have any. And also, happy Easter for those that are celebrating. Hopefully you've had a good weekend. Weather's been amazing. Does anyone have any questions that they'd like to ask about the military or fitness in general? If you do, please just fire them in. One thing that I would say about fitness in the military for definite is a big thing is that don't put too much pressure on yourself. I think that's a big one that I see is people want to do really well, get as fit as possible straight away, but fitness really, really does take time. So I would most definitely say don't put too much pressure on yourself. And when you are doing phys, enjoy it more than anything and really try and change it up. A couple of questions that I've been asked in the past for definite is about food, and all I would say about food is that just limit your intake of fatty foods and sugars, probably up your intake in protein. There's no need to stay away from carbs too much, but I would say to have your carbs in the morning for sure. Have your carbs in the morning. And have some good fats for your body that you'll get off things like peanut butter and almond butter as well for definite. What's another question that I had? I was asked earlier, how often should you do the beep test is a big one. I think with the likes of the beep test, don't do it too often. Make sure you give yourself time between each beep test, at least 3 days. Try and give yourself at least 3 days, and I think you will probably find. So do one on the Monday, have the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, do another one on the Friday, then leave the next one for the Tuesday or Wednesday after that. You need time. And the thing is with the beep test as well, for sure, is that it's difficult on your joints and on your body, and you're using different parts of your muscles, like your slow twitch and fast twitch with your muscles. You're using different things. And if you're just running, say, I don't know, 2K, if you're just running 2K, then it's a little bit easier on the body, I would say. But I think with a beep test, it is a little bit more difficult. You're using lots of different energy sources from your body, like I say on my video with sprinters, with middle distance runners and long distance runners as well. I think I'll talk about. I haven't had any questions. Does no one have any questions? I find this amazing. But I will tell you a story about. Oh, here we go. Got one. I'm currently applying to join the army for an officer role. In general, what would you see as a good balance of aerobic and anaerobic exercise? Should it vary from week to week? I probably wouldn't vary it from. This is for Susie Lowe. Thank you for your question, Susie. How are you? Hope you're having a great day. I don't think I would vary it from week to week. I would probably vary it from day to day. So there's one thought process where you split up HIIT, so high intensity interval training, with another type of training, which is LIS, like a low intensity style training. But for me, what I find works best for me is that I will do a light phys session in the morning, like a run or a walk, and then I like to do weights then later on in the afternoon or evening. I never go hard all the time on weights. I would definitely not do that, because you'll notice that you'll get injuries. What I would say is to give yourself at least 2 or 3 days a week of a really good workout where you're extremely tired at the end, and you're struggling to take in oxygen, and then you give yourself another 2 or 3 days of like a nice low intensity. On your days off, though, because you're working hard, on your days off, I would advise most definitely walking. Just keep walking, because your body needs to relax. You need to get rid of that lactic acid, and your muscles need to calm down. And if you don't do something on your off days like a walk, you'll probably find that you'll start getting really tired a lot quicker. I don't know why that is. I always find that if I don't do anything, I always seem to be tired on the days and my days off. So I always like to go for the walk and keep my heart rate up, and it keeps me going and makes me want to do things as well. It keeps me proactive. Any tips to improve upper body strength? To improve upper body strength, for me, I think all-round conditioning is a must. So obviously, to improve upper body strength, you're going to be working on traps, shoulders, chest, and your lats. I get that, but in the same breath, you still have to work the major muscle groups like your quads and hamstrings, because they're the biggest muscles in your body, other than your heart. So you need to be working them, and the hormones and testosterone and everything that they produce when you're working them will feed into the likes of your chest and your shoulders, and that helps them grow. So the main things to do is, a lot of bodybuilders, what they will do, they will work each muscle group twice a week. So if you want to improve your upper body, you need to be working your upper body muscle groups twice a week. So think about doing chest and buys, shoulders and triceps, and back and legs, for instance. Have that on a cycle for 3 days, take one rest day, either in between or at the end of the 6-day cycle, and that will improve your upper body strength for definite. Any tips to pass prac? What's prac? Labiste, do me a favor, mate. Can you just explain what prac is that filled out? Is it 23 minutes on 2K and 25 minutes on a 5K run a good time? Oh, right. Okay. Right. I'm gonna what I'll do, Beastie. Right. I will go with Noel. Then I'm gonna jump down to you, mate. Okay. I won't forget you, whatever happens. So, yeah, 8:23 on a 2K is absolutely fine. 25 minutes on a 5K is a good run time, and I would imagine joining the Fusiliers, I think that will probably get you in there, 8.5 minutes. So it used to be 9:30 for 2.4. So I'd probably try and get that down. What I do, Noel, is try and get that down to 8 minutes, and that'll be you sorted out for a really good time. I think when I finished basic training, I did 3 miles in 18.5 minutes, and I was really tired. I was sick at the end of that, because I hadn't really run anything like that before. So what I would do, it is a good time, 8:23, and 25 minutes for the 5K is a good time as well. What I would do is try and knock a minute off that for sure. Right, Parachute Regiment, Labiste, Cal Pal, I like the name. Parachute Regiment Assessment Centre. I think tips to pass that is just get fit and go in with the right attitude. I'm not in the paras myself, I'm in the signals, but I've been on tour with the paras, and I've been on exercise with the paras, and they're fit lads. I think you've got to go in there with a good attitude, be fit, as fit as you can be, and be confident. And I think you'll be fine with regards to the paras and that. Just try and get as fit as possible. That's a definite. Right, Franco. 5 mile fartlek tomorrow. Any advice? Yeah, definitely. A 5 mile fartlek. That's quite a long way for fartleking 5 miles. So you're going to have to distance your sprints. So I would probably think about working on a scale of what, if you're going to go 5 miles, I'll probably work on a scale of 1 to 3, where perhaps 1 is your sprint, 2 is a jog, 3 is a walk. Because 5 miles fartlek, because at your number 1 you should be hammering it. So I would probably work on 5 miles. I'd work on a 1, 2, 3 and just constantly do that. So you're sprinting, then down to a jog, then down to a walk or a very light jog, then back into a faster jog for number 2, and then back into a sprint for your number 1. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 2, 1 again, rather than sprint, jog, walk, sprint, jog, walk like that. That would be much better for you. Army Officer Selection Board. This is from Armand Navarro. How you going, mate? Hope you're doing well. Aosb at the end of this month. Any last minutes? I would say last minute tips for Aosb. Read up on the news. Definitely they'll be talking about the integrated review, so read about that, about all the cuts that are coming into the army, and they might even ask where perhaps getting rid of so many people out of the army, why should we now pick you to come and replace them? Perhaps that's something I'd ask if I was a recruiter. So I would look at the integrated review. I think on BBC News they called it the Strategic Defence Review, and read into a little bit how many soldiers that the army are going to lose and what they're going to replace the tanks with and things like that. I think they'll probably talk about that most definitely. Hang on, I need to go up a sec. Okay. Opinions of Loot 14 Signal Regiment started a Pirbright next month. Right, Elliot Slee. So I was, that's from Elliot. I was the troop staffy of the Loot Troop in 14 Signal Regiment. So my opinion is they are absolutely mega, because I was a troop staffy of them. So they're bound to be good, aren't they? I would definitely strive for that. Definitely strive for that. I'm guessing you're joining the Signals. 5K at 18 minutes, absolutely perfect. There's nothing more you need from that. But yeah, get into Loot. I know all the boys there. I know all the guys there. Are you oh, so you, Elliot, you must be a Blandford right now, I'm guessing. Let me know if you're a Blandford, Elliot. Harry, most common thing for people to fail on during officer training, what catches most people out? I would imagine, I think most people fail with officer training. I'm not a commissioned officer myself, but I know a lot of officers, and I think that most people will fail for a lack of integrity and a bad attitude, because when you do get through to Sandhurst, when you go through your selection process, then you manage to get through to Sandhurst, what they're saying, the army, is that you have at the fundamental level what it takes to be an officer at this moment in time. So we're going to get you through to become an officer. So really, the only way you're going to fail is whether you get removed for a bad attitude or a lack of integrity somehow. That's what I would imagine. Otherwise, they're really, really going to try and get you through. Yeah. So okay, back to. That's Harry. So Labisti, Calpal, cheers for the advice. Go in there Wednesday. Brilliant. Really good luck, mate. Wish you all the best. Susie, although pull-ups are not mentioned in the fitness assessment requirements, how many would you expect a female applicant to be able to do before Aosb? Right. So pull-ups are currently now going through a transition within the military. So we've got the new role fitness tests, where you have to do med ball throw like you guys do. You have to do an A-frame deadlift. You have to do static jumps, 2 kilometer run, and things like that. Also, you're expected to do up to something like 10 pull-ups. You don't have to pass those 10 pull-ups. You can actually do 0 pull-ups, because all that is there for, they're gauging military-wide how many people can and can't do pull-ups and how many can they do for the people that can, and then they're gonna put that into the test. So at this moment in time, you don't have to be able to do any. There's loads of people that are in the army that can't do any pull-ups. So for you, if you want peace of mind, try and be able to do 2 or 3. But if you can't do any, it doesn't matter. But for your own peace of mind, try and be able to do 2 or 3 pull-ups and you'll be absolutely fine. Noel, any tips on increasing lower body strength? Lower body strength, because you might not be using weights, for instance, so you need to be doing time under tension. So the things like squats, you need to be slowly decreasing into the squat position and then exploding up into a jump. Or when you come up from the squat, come up onto your tiptoes. So you're going to be using your calves as well. So you're training your calves. You want to be doing forward lunges and rear lunges. Also, hill sprints are really good for increasing lower body strength. You can also put some weight on your back when you're doing squats as well, and you can also go tabbing. That'll be a big one for lower body. And also, you want to be, if you're going to increase lower body, you want to be increasing your lower back muscles as well. So you want to be doing perhaps things like tapping, which will increase your lower back strength, and in turn you'll be able to do more squats. You'll be able to squat more. Right, Elliot, join us EWSI, starting at Pirbright in May. So I'm currently at Blandford. I'm the EW training manager. So you might see me when you join, but I'm posted in November. But I might see you if once COVID's over. This might be a case of guys from Pirbright come and visit Blandford to have a look around, and I give a brief to the EWSI soldiers that are coming through. So you picked an excellent trade. Well done, Elliot. Good job. Robin, any advice on dealing with prolonged sleep deprivation in training? Right. You can't. That's a good question. That is a good question. One I certainly am prepared for. I think dealing with sleep deprivation, so you can't like oversleep beforehand, but what I would say is if you're feeling tired, the one bit of advice I would probably give you is don't turn to energy drinks. Don't turn to energy drinks. If say you're tired and you're on your last night out on exercise and you just need to get through that evening, then you could probably turn to an energy drink or have a really strong coffee. But if it's like the second or third night of a week or 2 week long exercise and you start turning to energy drinks, then you're going to have real issues when you do come to get your downtime at any point or after that 12 hours of energy drink. So what I would do is the best way to deal with sleep deprivation is to be fit, to be mentally prepared for it. Eat good food even when you're tired. I know you're gonna want. I'm the same for it. I'm bad for it when I'm tired. You're gonna want sweets and chocolate, sugar, anything to give you some energy. You need to ration those type of things. So for sleep deprivation advice, I would just say just carry on doing the same thing what you're doing, and your body will get used to it. You will get used to it. Franco, cheers, mate. Yeah, sounds good. I want to keep the distance long, as I've been doing 10-mile interval walks. My God, legend. With regular sprints to regulate my breathing in long distance and sprints for the beat test. Frank, that really will keep your legs strong. That's for sure, mate. That is for sure. Susie, thanks very much. Elliot, could you explain what happened when you joined 14 signals at unit in broad in terms of which squadron you get assigned to, 2 to 6, 2, 4, 5, as well as a chance to complete P company? Okay, so this will go for anyone. Okay, so lots of units. So this is particularly for Elliot and going to 14, but this will for any cap badge, that'll be absolutely fine. So what'll happen is you will give your posting preferences to your troop to your staff sergeant in training, and they'll apply for your posting. You'll get 14, hopefully. Okay. So you get to 14 Signal Regiment on your assignment orders, on any assignment order that you might be going to, you will have a squadron on there that you are assigned to. However, you might get to 14 or you might get to any other unit and you might not be in that squadron. It is just one of those things. It's just one of those things. You might not be in it. They just have to, you'll be at the unit 14 Signal Regiment. But like you say, Elliot, that's split down into 4 squadrons at this moment in time. You're going to either go out, 245, 226, 223, 237. You're going to go into those squadrons. And what will happen is you'll get there. Hopefully, you'll go to the squadron that's on your assignment order, but you might not. With regards to P Company, all you have to do is apply. Get there and apply. I don't think you'll be able to apply as soon as you get there because you'll have some courses to do earlier. But when you do get there, after like a month or so, you need to show an interest. You need to be fit. You need to show an interest that you want to do P Company, and they might automatically move you over to 226 if you're not in there already. But when you come to Blandford, come and see me, and I'll make a phone call anyway and sort you out, mate. No problem. Robin, no problem. Thanks for that, Ewan. I'm going to assessment tail end of May for the REME. Any tips? I'm guessing that's the assessment centre that you go in, Ewan. Tips are all pretty much the same, and I think if you're going to the assessment centre, it's going to be the tail end of May. You might have some things online that you might be dealing with, and you might have some stuff that's at the assessment centre itself. But I do have lots of videos. The main thing, the only thing that you can turn up with for free is a good attitude and just do as you're told. They'll probably mess you around. You might get messed around there when you go to these places. Just do as you're told. If you're told to be in room A, just go to room A. They're not going to say please and thank you. They're just going to give you a number or whatever and just say, right, 99 room A, and just go. Just follow instructions, do as you're told, but mostly do as you're told with a smile on your face, not like a cheesy grin, but a smile on your face and a good attitude, and they're always watching, and you'll probably see that really helps. Right, Harry, in terms of fitness training for Aosb, what should our training look like? For example, 3 days cardio, 2 days strength. What combination of HIIT and low intensity should we be doing? Okay, so Harry, then I'll move on to you, Gab. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well, Gab. I mix everything up. I personally, I'm a decent runner, but I don't like just running for me. So if I do a run, I will always do exercises with that. So as far as cardio is concerned, some people just like running, don't get me wrong. But if you're going to do cardio, mix up your cardio as well. Bike, rower if you can. But if you can't get that, but I think gyms are opening up April the 12th, so you might be able to get back on that. But if it's just running, mix up your running and also incorporate some exercises into your running as well. So you want to be incorporated. So for instance, my workout today before lunch was on a 400-meter track, but obviously you can use a football pitch if you want to, or any large area of about 400 meters. I start off with 10 press-ups. I run 200 meters. I do 10 press-ups. Then I run another 200 meters. I'll do 10 squats. Another 200 meters. I'll do 10 squats. Then I'll keep every 400. So every 200 meters I run, I'll be doing an exercise of repping out. And I just did that for 30 minutes in total. And you're not sprinting. You're just doing a fast jog, 10 reps, move on. You can increase or decrease it. It was pretty much my rest day today. So I just want to get something out of the workout before I have a heavy workout tomorrow. So a heavy workout tomorrow will be, I'll go for a running session with my wife, and then I'll do my own muscle group. So yesterday, back and by. So tomorrow, I'll probably do like shoulders and legs on what whatever I feel I need to work on at that moment in time, to be honest. And I'll do a couple of burpees as well. But when it comes to, I've gone massively off track there. I know I have, but it's Harry. But in terms of training for the Aosb, 3 days cardio, 2 days strength, and a bit of HIIT in there, you'll be absolutely fine. If you're struggling on fitness, I'd probably take out strength and put in a lot more HIIT. If you're not struggling on fitness and you think you're already fit and you're confident in your fitness, then I'd probably throw some strength in there. That's for you, Harry. Elliot, yeah, thanks a lot. I look forward to meeting you too, but make sure you call me sir. You'll be in trouble. I'm just kidding. Gab, now this might right, a specific way to throw the med ball. Right, Gab, I know you've asked me about that. I will film a quick YouTube short. I'll do a YouTube short tomorrow, Gabs, and it'll be how to throw the med ball. But essentially, you sit up, your back against the wall, and you'll hold the ball like that, kind of. And then what you'll do, you just fully extend your arms with power and throw it out from there. It's nothing to worry about. No problems, mate. No problems at all. Jacob, loving the shirt, by the way. Thank you. It's Cardiff Blues. My brother used to sell them cars, and the likes of like Lee Halfpenny used to be around my sister, my brother-in-law's house, and all that. And one day they brought a shirt round and managed to grab one. So I doubt Lee Halfpenny's worn this one. He's probably a bit big for this one. But yeah, thanks very much. Elliot, last one. I heard a rumor quarterbacks is to close. Right. So what Elliot, what you'll probably find is that, so I got to 40, so I've done 10 years in 14.6 altogether throughout my time. I had lots of other postings, but the majority of my time has been at 14.6. And when I got there in 2000, so I joined the army in 2001. I did all my training and got to 14.6, Cordell Barracks in 2002. 2002, when I got there, it was meant to be moving in 2005. Then in 2005, it was meant to be moving in 2010. In 2010, it was going to move in 2015, so on and so forth. If I'm going to be honest with you, I have no idea when it's going to move, even if it's going to move at this moment in time, mate. I have absolutely no idea. But 2024, I don't know. They've said it's going to be moving for absolutely ages. For the 20 years I've been in the military, anyway, they've said it's going to be moving. So I wouldn't worry about it, buddy, at all. You'll still have a job, mate. All right, Harry. Thanks, man. That's definitely helps. So many people say to stick to a strict discipline schedule, but I just find keeping an active lifestyle and mixing it up has helped me keep up my fitness. Yeah. So what I find that a lot, Harry, to be perfectly honest with you, mate. I find that I like to have a schedule, like when I'm gonna work out, and then on that day I'll decide what I'm going to work out. So if I think, right, next week, so when I go back to work, I'm teaching because I'm an instructor now, so I know I'm teaching all that week, so I know I'll have no time to train during the day. So I'll be like, right, the only time I'll be able to train is in the morning or the evening, or the morning and the evening. But when I'm gonna have to get to the gym, and the other one will probably be a cardio session, so I'll have to think, right, I know I can do that now, and then on the day I'll just decide what I'm gonna do. So it'll probably be like it'll be kettlebells. That's a big one. If anyone's on here, if you can get a kettlebell, I've really started getting into kettlebells these days. They're brilliant for home workouts, for definite. Kettlebells, that's pretty much it. That's all you need at home, and a pull-up bar if you can. But on the camp I'm at, there's loads of pull-up bars out on the ground anyway, so I do like just keeping up my pull-ups and a bit of kettlebell, and that'll keep you fit. That'll keep you really fit. But yeah, I'm the same as you, Harry. Sometimes I just like to choose on the day what I'm going to do rather than just plan it out all ahead. But some people really do like to plan out ahead, or you can or you can just like plan out on the day. Okay, Susie, how often should you expect to move around early on in your career? I'm interested in the signals in core. I don't know if that affects whether you stay around your barracks or not. Okay. So what you've got, right? You'll join the army, and you'll go through training, and then you'll get to a unit. And generally, so how promotion works, like generally within 2 or 3 years, you'll probably get promoted. So say you get promoted after 3 years. However, you might have just moved from your recent location. So you've been at your current unit for 2 years. You move. You spend 1 year at the next unit. Then you get promoted a year after that. And perhaps there's no room for a full corporal or a sergeant. You'll have to move again. So at one point, I was at 14-6, my first unit, for a long time, for 4 years. Then I went to my next unit, which was bomb disposal. I went there for 18 months. So I got promoted. Then I went to Germany for 18 months, and then Germany closed down. Then I got to my new unit and I promoted. So I was there for 2 years only. And then I moved again back to 14-6. And then I stayed there for 4 years. We had a load of back-to-back tours. And then I moved again. So generally, you can be at units for 5 years. You can be at units for 1 year. It's a tough one. Generally, you will move on promotion. That's pretty much how it's going to run. You're going to end up moving on promotion or at the end of 2 to 3 years. The signals at this moment in time in the EW trade, postings are generally around 4 years at the minute. But if you get promoted before that, which you probably will, postings can be around 3 years. But that's pretty much how it works. Harry, I tried so many times to stick to running certain distances on certain days, doing this and that, but ultimately, if you can't follow the schedule, it's useless. Yeah, I think I just tend to not set myself difficult targets. I think that a lot of people, like for instance, a lot of people will not get up in the morning and go for a run. However, a lot of people will get up in the morning and go for a walk. And then you start walking. And then by the end of that walk, you started running because you feel great. So you mustn't set yourself like ridiculous things. I found I just get up in the mornings. I haven't for the past month or two, but for about, I know, a good 3 or 4 months, I was getting up every morning, 5:30, and just walking and just going for a walk and listening to my audiobooks. But I've upped my intensity of training. It's because I had a little back injury. That's why I was doing it. I've upped my intensity of training now, and I like to have a longer sleep. But if you set yourself a schedule, like you're saying, Harry, like, right, I'm going to run 7 miles that day, 5 miles that day, 10 miles that day. You get to the day and you don't want to do anything. So you don't do anything. But if you just set yourself, I'll just do 2.5 or 3 miles, you generally end up keeping going or doing things at the end of it. I would just say, just stick a limit on, and it's all about determination and motivation. But determination will get you further than motivation. Remember that. You and I've applied for REME, but I've got power engineer in the signals as a backup. Have you experienced with this trade? And if so, could you offer any insight? Yeah, I do. So power engineer is essentially you'd be an electrician. And I'm guessing you applied for an electrician of some kind in the REME. You'd be an electrician. They're good lads. And the one thing that you always need whenever you go on deployment or you ever go on exercise, and that is power. So you will always have a power engineer on the front line. You always go away on ops. The signals are always on operations because we provide communications. You always get away. You always get away on ops. You always get away on exercise. And the signals is okay, mate. I haven't really got a bad thing to say about it. I've never been in the REME. I know lots of guys in the REME. But yeah, I've worked with lots of power engineers. Well, they used to be called I forget the name of the current trade. But yeah, power engineer, good trade, mate. Nothing wrong with it. Is there any news about reopening recruitment to the Commonwealth? Noel, I have no idea about that. I'm not even gonna make a stab at a guess. But what I would say is that come June the 21st, I'd start ringing the Armed Forces Careers Office again for sure. Susie, thank you. That's really helpful. No problem. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Did I prefer EOD or EW14? So, Elliot, good question. That is the decision that you're going to have to make when you get to Blandford and EWSR. You are either going EOD or 14 Signal Regiment. That's the crux of it, mate. What I would say, me personally, I really enjoyed 14 SIGs. That's why I kept extending all the time and tried to spend as long as possible. But but it takes it out of you, 14. It's very demanding at 14. EOD was also excellent, and you will have a lot of people prefer EOD to 14 Signal Regiment and vice versa. For me, the winner is 14, but you can ask my mate that I work with. He prefers EOD. So it's all dependent on who you are. But for me, 14, the person sitting next to me in work, it'll be EOD. And we both served in 14 and EOD. Tips for running for beginners. Try the couch to 5K app, but just can't keep up after 3 weeks or so. Right. Jaden, how are you? Hope you're well. My tips for running for beginners is start off walking. Start off walking, and not only that, start off walking with a backpack. So start off just going hiking. I would start off going hiking, but not only that, really extend the differences, because the couch to 5K, they just want you to get to running 5K. And that's it. What I would do is probably walk further than 5K and try like 6, 7, 8K walks, and then rein it back in and start doing some running and then mix it back in. Just remember, fitness isn't a race. That's for certain. Getting fit isn't a race. It's about sustained longevity, which gets you fit. So what you don't want to do is start getting injured or really or you don't want to start getting disgruntled with getting fit as well. So if I was you, I would start walking, bit of weight on your back, and take it from there. Gab Jones. Oh, Oggy, how are you, mate? Thanks for popping by for the support. Nice to see you. Great video the other day. I liked it. Gab, I haven't been to assessment center yet, but when I pass, hopefully, fingers crossed, what's some tips to get ready for basic fitness wise? Right. Basic training, look, is not hard. The fitness in basic training is not hard at all. I would say the fitness probably gets more difficult when you get to your working units. But if I'm going to give you any advice, Gabs, for this, I would probably once again get out tabbing with weight on your back. So you'll be doing a lot of it, especially, and you'll need to get used to carrying a weapon as well. So take something you can hold in your hand, not like a stick, like you're playing soldiers, obviously, but get one of those walking sticks people use or something like that, just to get into your hands, to get used to it, because that was the biggest thing that people get annoyed with when you're tabbing and you've got to hold your weapon. Sometimes they won't let you use weapon slings, and you don't realize the difference between having your hands down by your side or having your hand up here holding a weapon. It's it's totally different. It's totally different. So you could try something like that, carrying something when you go in walking. You want have applied to be a recce mech, but have interest in electronics. Thanks for the assistance. Oh yeah, no problem, Ewan. That's great. Adrian and Nico, how you doing, boys? Glad you're here. Thanks very much. Nice to see you. Harry, what do you think about the integrated review? Not fitness related, but would be interested to hear your view. Oh, right, Harry, I'm going to come on to you. Gab, am I a PTI at Purbright? I'm not a PTI at Purbright. I was a PTI when I went out to Germany for a couple of years. So your PTI qualification lasts for 5 years, and then you can go back and renew it. But I didn't go back and renew it. What I did was I got my boxing coach qualifications, which also lets you train your boxers and that as well. So it's a bit of a no-brainer for me. And that's a good thing about the military. If you're interested in something, like I love boxing. I was a terrible boxer, but I love boxing. So if you're interested in something, generally the army will get you qualifications. So I've got a boxing qualification now, level 1, level 2. And I can take that with me when I leave the army in a couple of years and start training people in as civilian boxers as well as army boxers. So that is one amazing thing about the military. Okay, the integrated review is a long one. I think the integrated review is a good idea. It's something that isn't embryonic by nature, which I mean, like it's not a new thought on where warfare is going in the future. And I don't think there'll be many redundancies. I think it'll be natural wastage that they won't recruit. So when I leave in 2 or 3 years' time, they probably won't recruit a position. So they might recruit, say, one person for every 1.5 people that leave, so to speak. So they might recruit two people for 3 people that leave, and that way they'll slowly drive the numbers down, which makes total sense, to be honest with you. However, war fighting can be a particularly difficult topic to try and predict. It's certainly to preempt with the likes of China and Russia. So it's a case of now they've made the decision, they'll follow through with the decision, and from there we'll see what happens. We're going to have lots of money, like 24 billion pounds invested into the military. So we're going to be the most technically advanced military of our size compared to other countries. I think it'll be a good thing, and I think it'll be a lot more people getting a lot more qualifications and a lot more money spent in the cyber and electromagnetic domains. That's for sure, Harry. Adrian and Nico, hashtag be like Oggy. Yeah, don't blame you. Just smashed an amazing trail run. Currently at our shop setting up. Boys, your channel's amazing. You and Oggy both have amazing channels, and I'm really happy that you're here. Thank you so much. Thanks so much. Jado, thank you for answering my previous question. I'm currently doing bodybuilding. Any tips on how to incorporate cardio into push-up, pull-ups? Yeah, so like Adrian and Nico said before, they're really bigging me up, aren't they? Jaden, check out Sam's full body burpee routines. Yeah, they will, mate. Full body burpees routines. Adrian and Nico does live workouts on a Saturday morning as well, isn't it, lads? I think you do it, so you can follow along to something like them as well. Really fit guys. But yeah, cardio into a push and pull leg split, you can most certainly get that all over my channel. Absolutely loads of videos up on there. But what I do is, before I'll do a weight session, if I'm going to do a weight session, I'll do 10 pull-ups, then I'll do 10 dips, then I'll do 9 pull-ups, then I'll do 9 dips. That gets a heart rate going. It takes me about like 10 minutes to do it. That gets a heart rate going. And then you're ready to go. And that's what cardio is essentially, is getting your heart rate up, so you start burning calories, and burning calories, a unit of energy. So essentially you're burning fat. So that's something I would definitely look to, Jaden. I hope that answers your question. Oh, Oggy, I show my twin grandsons your workouts and they've started doing pull-ups. Still keen on joining the army when they are old enough. No, I can't believe they're not interested in the Navy, Oggy. I just can't believe it. You should have one join the army, one join the Navy, and see who gets on the best. That'd be only fair, wouldn't it? That'd be fair. Harry, I absolutely agree with movement towards the cyber warfare domain, but it seems like we're placing our eggs into a basket that doesn't exist yet in regard. Right, so you've got autonomy, and you've got artificial intelligence, and you have got machine learning, and that's the way the army are going at this moment in time. You've got I think you already kind of have autonomy within the military when we look at unmanned aerial sensors, but they do have a pilot at the ground in a completely different country. I get it, but at some point we will have machine learning and artificial intelligence to handle all of the big data, for definite. Adrian, yeah, I do pull-ups and running. Yeah, I was very tired in that one. Right, are there any oh, Sam, what's your view on the American Marines? I know it's a loaded question, but I'd love to speak to you one-on-one. I'd appreciate being able to pick your brain one day. So I've got a good, so yeah, Adrian and Nico, yeah, just give me, I'll send you my phone number on WhatsApp. So when I went out to Iraq in 2003, I went over the border with the US Marine Corps, and I made an amazing friend in the Marines. So we spent three months together, essentially out in Iraq, and he gave me for a t-shirt, for one of my military t-shirts, I swapped a K-bar. I don't know if you know what a K-bar is. The next time I do a live stream, I'll bring a K-bar on. So it's a knife that the US Marines get issued. He was a really good guy, and he used to give me, so when we went to Iraq, the British Army pretty much didn't have any money. So we were really low on rations and things. So we had like a 24-hour ration pack, which would have to last us for 48 hours. So they couldn't get rations to us because it was in the middle of a war. So this guy used to give us, this Marine, Mark, I think his name was, used to give us his MREs, his meals ready to eat. And yeah, I'll pretty much never forget that. And obviously, the Marines that are on YouTube, like Iron Wolf, he seems a great guy, and the other guys that are on YouTube as well. If you're thinking about joining the Marines, I would join the Marines. You certainly got the fitness. I don't know if it's going to be Adrian or Nico or both of you who are joining, but you certainly got the fitness to do it. I think it's mental. I think you got to have the you got to have the mental attitude to be a Marine. That's for sure. That is for sure. I think that's probably why people don't make it as a Marine. I think it's nothing to do with the fitness. It's the fact that I would imagine from talking to him, they make you do things. They make you do things that at the time you don't see the relevance in, and then a year, 2 years, 5 years later, you see the relevance of why they've made you do those things. It's like the Marines in the UK, they do wet and dry. So you've got a bed in your dry clothes, and then because they're always in water, Marines, they're always like soaking wet, always in water. But then you have to change into your dry clothes, and you get up in the morning, and then you have to put your wet clothes back on. Horrible. But you see why they do it later on when you're in certain circumstances. Elia, there's lots of opportunities for ops exercise. Are there? Yes, loads. You will definitely patrol with the infantry, and you will definitely see combat. Take it from me, 100%, mate, as long as there's a war going on. If there's not, then you'll struggle. But I was very lucky when I joined up. So I'd done 2 tours of Iraq, 2 tours of Afghan. I was very lucky. There's lots of wars going on. This moment in time, there's nothing major going on. So you might struggle, but if something does kick off, you'll be on the front line with them, mate, for definite. Jaden, Salitro, how easy to change careers? I would go in as a driver, but I would love to be a dog handler. That's a funny one because I've actually had experience with my next door neighbor in Germany who did that. Military working dogs. So yeah, it's no problem. What you got, the only thing that can stop you changing careers is if there's no space for the career you want to go into. So you're going as a driver, you want to change to go and work with the dog handlers and military working dogs, but if there's no spaces there, you'll just go on a waiting list. But it is not difficult to change trade or cat badge in the army, and all you need to do is speak to your chain of command, and they'll be absolutely fine, and they'll help you along. They'll help you along for definite. Adrian, this is Adrian. Majority of all the tests is mental. Yeah, it makes you hard. I could listen to these stories all the time. I got loads, mate. There's some crazy stories you wouldn't believe. I'm telling you. Harry, the people arguing over who's got the better military, the US or UK, have really been in either, I find. They probably haven't been in either. Now, who has the better military, the US or UK? It's difficult because who has the more professional soldiers? I would say the UK. Who has the best equipment? By far, the US. By far, the US. By like miles. But I do think that the UK soldiers are a little more professional from who I've worked with the US, and I've worked with the 82nd Airborne Division, the US Marines. I've worked with quite a lot. I think we're a little bit more professional, but they have the best equipment. What's Augie saying? In 1982, I was going to transfer from being electrician to PTO for the Falklands. Stopped all the. Oh my God, you're in the Falklands, Augie. Jeez, I thought you were in World War I for sure. Susie, I've got to go, but really enjoyed the stream. It's really helpful. Susie, thanks very much. Thanks for coming along. That means a lot. How possible is it transferring from the infantry to the REME? No dramas. No dramas whatsoever. See your chain of command. You see what's called your RCMO, your Regional Careers Management Officer, and he'll sort the paperwork out for you, for definite. That's Augie replying to me. Bloody yeah. Estonia, Mali, I can't go into them, unfortunately. Element, Elliot, I can't go into if 14 SIGs are what countries are currently in at this moment in time. Sorry, buddy. So, one for Adrian and Nico. I know you're in Canada, and in fact, Texas is probably just as far away from Canada as the UK. But I'm moving to Texas in 2 years' time. So my family are moving over in June. I'm starting my retiring process next June, and you never know. Hopefully, we could get together and have like to a collab or something like that. Would be amazing. We get Augie out as well. We can all the whole 4 of us could do the collab. But I think that's just about everyone leaving now. So I'd just like to say thanks to everyone, Augie, Adrian and Nico, Ewan, Elliot, all of them. If you're still on, if I didn't mention your name just then, I'm really sorry. But I'd really like to say thank you, everyone, for coming out. I hope you answered your questions. And pretty much take care. Have a good week. And I'll look to do this again probably next week. But other than that, take care. And Jaden, yeah, take care, buddy. Thanks. Oh, we're heading to Texas. Dallas. We're going to Dallas. That's where my wife's from. In Dallas, yeah. So... Yeah, we'll go get. So I think okay. So with regards to the stories, then, and perhaps I could do. I'll start next week, and I'll start off with a military story for a couple of minutes, and then tell you about some experiences that I've had, and we'll take it from there. But I think Oggy, you should start doing a live stream as well about your time in the Navy. I think that'd be good. Oh no, well, that's very kind of you. I don't know how to log one of these off. That's the difficult thing. It's like, how do you log them off? Do I just press end? Then if there's people on here, Adrian and Nico, are you still here? How do you do it? Do you just end it? Just say bye and end, or yeah, you need to definitely do a live stream, Oggy. I think that'd really work, man. I think that'd really work. But yeah, so what I'll do next time, I'll start off with a little dit about my time in the army, and we'll take it from there. But other than that, thanks very much. I'll see you later. Take care. Bye. Bye, Oggy. Bye, Noel. Bye, Adrian. Ta-ra.